Okay, so the frontal, it's right here. The coronal, it's right here. The occipital, it's right here. And the occipital, the partial, it's right there. Is that the external occipital protruding? What is the landmark of it? The landmark is the one that connects the vertebra of the neck with the skull, so that's why it's right there. The temporal mandibular joint is right here. That's where people get TMJ. The mastoid process is underneath, so it's like right there. The symphysoid process is right there. Oops. So it says here the internal views of the pectoral part temporal bone. It says what structure hold within this part of the temporal bone is the cerebellum, the pons, the medulla oblongata. The internal acoustic meatus, what passes through this opening, and it's right here, and that will be the ear. It says the symphysoid, which is the external view, the lateral and orbit parts, which is right here, which is the little wings. It says the superior orbital fissure, what passes through this opening, and right here, and it will be the optic nerve. The internal view, the lesser wing. The lesser wing, it's up here, and the greater wing, it's the bottom part right there. The optic nerve, the optic canal, what passes through this opening, and is the optic foramen. The stella torsia, what structure sits in the fossa, which will be the pituitary gland. The internal view, it says the crista galli. What does this do? And it's the lateral wall of the nasal cavity, which is will be here, and we'll be through there. Okay, so it's asking for the sutures, which is the coronal sutures, which is right here. The sagittal is right here. The lambdoid is this bottom part right here, and the squamous is right there. Okay, so it's asking for the maxilla in the alveolar process. The maxilla is this part right here, and then the alveolar process, which is this part right here where the teeth are. The zygomatic, which is right here where the cheeks will be. And it says what two bones form the zygomatic arch is the zygomatic process and the temporal bone. The ethmoid, which is the greater wing, which is right in here. And then it says the vomer, what two bones form the tiny nasal cavities, which is right here. And it's the let's see, did I put, this is the bottom, which is this part, sorry, right here, and the ethmoid and the maxilla bone. The inferior nasal concha, what does this do? It says side to side of the is what it's inside of the nose. It's this, we don't have a great view here, but it's the inside of the nose, separating the two nasal cavities, which are right there. And it says the mandibular is the mandibular, the angle which is right here. Also is asking for, okay, so it's asking for to point out the four curves of the adult vertebral column, which is right here, from here to here, and that one is the cervical curvature. From here and down, it's the thoracic, and this part right here, it's the lumbar, and then the sacrum, which is the bottom part right here. It says which two are primary, which two are secondary, which state how many. We have 24. The atlas, what does the bones articulate with the superior, which is supports the head. Okay, it says point out the vertebrostorum, which is the true ribs. There are 7. This is the true ribs, all the way here. We have the false ribs, which is right there. It says point out the neck, which is the parts in here, and that is it. Thank you. Bye.